Oh my gosh. I don't even recognize myself anymore. So just like this. I'm 5'4", and I used to weigh 275 pounds, and I now weigh 179. To the point where I gained that much weight. I used to be very healthy when I was younger. I used to do sports and was very active. Then I was in the military. I used to work at the Pentagon, and I was there during 9/11. So that was a bit of a shocker. And then after that, I was in a very bad car accident where somebody passed away. So I think, just between like post-traumatic, stress, I just started kind of eating, my emotions. And with it, before I knew it, I gained about 100 pounds in less than 2 years. When I went to get, an assessment from the doctor, he says, you're morbidly obese. You have what we call metabolic syndrome, which is just a combination of things that happen to your body. Your body basically starts shutting down. And I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, which caused me to lose the other ovary. I developed type 2 diabetes. My A1C got to the point where I was 9.9. If you're over 6, you're considered diabetic. I decided that I was going to try and do weight loss surgery to try and do something about it, because I felt it was so out of my control that I had to get some help. And I went through and did what's called a lap band surgery, and I lost about 40 pounds. And subsequently, I had issues with the band, and they had to remove it. And it was then that I started gaining weight again, and I was just really devastated, because I thought, that was it. That was my last chance, to be able to do something about the weight, and I was doomed to be this weight forever. And that's when I actually saw the P90X commercial, and I said, well, if they can do it, then maybe I can do it. Do it the old-fashioned way, and learn how to eat right and work out. I had an aversion to the gym, and honestly, I was too embarrassed to go to the gym at the weight that I was. So, that's why I decided to do a workout home program, and I just kind of did this little package. All I had to do was follow instructions, and everything started working right, little by little. I didn't do it all at once. I just started making small changes. My diet, actually, I don't even call it a diet. If I feel like having a little piece of chocolate or something like that, I still have that, and I still indulge in my favorite meals once in a while. I just do it very sparingly, and it's all portion control. A lot of my workout buddies were online. They it was like a part of an online community, and that in combination with just groups like Facebook groups, and when I read other people's struggles, or when other people read about my struggles and reached out to me, I said it just made me feel like I was able to help them out. And by the same token, when I was able to help them out, it motivated me to keep going, because then I realized when somebody comes up to me, it's like, you really inspired me. I can't believe you lost that much weight, and you really made me want to start back up again and working out and trying to get healthier. And it just almost brings tears to my eyes, because I never saw myself as somebody that would be inspiring somebody else. I just never saw myself in that kind of light. There's a reason people get to that point, and a lot of it is loneliness, a lot of it is stress, anxiety. There's so many things that go on in our life that we just sometimes feel like we're so alone. But I think the community of people that I surrounded myself with really made a big difference, and really made a big impact in feeling like I wasn't alone anymore. And it kind of becomes like a big cycle, where instead of a bad habit, cycle, it becomes a good habit cycle, and just you kind of feed off of each other in a positive way.
So for those of you that don't know me, I had the pleasure to actually be here the last quarter, and I'm very, very lucky to be here today because I've had a lot of issues, with my health. And actually in June of this year, I was in a very bad car accident. This was after my U.S. News interview that I had, and I actually broke my ankle. And the funny thing that I was talking about, that community that helped me out back then continued to help me out, and I still kept working out. I had a surgery. I had to have my second ovary removed. I had a couple of tumors that they took out. It was a cancer scare. And all through my whole experience, I had a lot of help from coaches and from my other peers that kept, motivated me to keep going with my weight loss. And I was very fortunate to have all those people to help me out. And to this day, I really credit the people that I met through Beachbody to change my life, and it helped me help other people. And I don't know that I would have had the opportunity to help other people if I didn't come across Beachbody, and I know that I would have the fortitude sometimes to be able to do and keep going, because I went through some rough times in the last couple of years. I almost lost my home. I almost had I struggled a lot with depression because of being in a very bad divorce, domestic violence situation. And going through all of this process really helped me get myself together and gain myself confidence back, and learn that I could do this, and if I could do this, I could get through anything. So if my story can help somebody else that is going through, rough time, know that you're not alone, and know that there are people out there that care and are willing to help you. And I'm I really consider myself very lucky to be a part of Beachbody, and I found Beachbody to help me, and in turn, I like to help other people. Like Robert said, I've had a pleasure to meet his wife, and she is a great lady, by the way. She really is. She was my roommate for a Chilean camp, and she's amazing. I love her. And Tommy, he was actually, when I got to meet him the first time, I had to tell him, I said, your story actually was one of the ones that inspired me to actually start doing P90X, because I didn't know that I could do it. I didn't think I could do it. And even now, I have to do everything modified, but P90X is still my favorite workout. And you see me walking, I shouldn't be walking. I had my accident less than 6 months ago, and the doctor is looking at me like, how are you doing all this? I was doing push-ups and I was doing sit-ups, and I wouldn't quit. I took selfies with, my cast on all over Facebook, and I had everybody sign it, and they're like, how are you still working out? I'm like, well, I have a chair, I have weights, and I'm not gonna give up. So I'm not gonna stop.